welcome to the Zones of Regulation Week! Yay! Wait, what are the zones of regulation? Okay, so the zones of regulation aren't very scary at all. It's actually a really cool tool that helps us understand and identify our emotions while also helping us have self-control over them as well. And throughout the course of this week, my friends, we're going to do some different activities that'll help us better understand the zones of regulation as a whole, identify what zone we're in, and how to be able to move back and forth between the zones. But today's big focus, my friends, is going to be an activity. We're going to make our own zones of regulation chart, similar to the one that I have made here. This is a simple zones of regulation chart, and Miss T is going to walk you through step by step of how to make this chart exactly. Why are we even making this zones of regulation chart? That's a great question. We're making it because later in the week, we're going to use these zones of regulation charts to help guide us through the lesson and to have an example in front of us so we can better understand the zones of regulation. Now, there's two options of charts that we can make today. The first one is going to be the simple zones of regulation chart. And the second chart we have here today is this one. Here we have a piece of twine. We can also use yarn as well. And we have a bead. Now, we can move this bead all along our yarn or our twine to move to whatever zone we might currently be in. All right, so enough talking about it. Let's get started. First, though, Miss T's got to get it all set up for us. The supplies that we'll be using today, we're going to need one sheet of paper. You can use computer paper. Miss T's going to be using cardstock paper. We're going to need one black marker, 4 crayons, specifically yellow, red, blue, and green. We're going to need 1 pair of scissors, of course, with parental consent. You're going to need some sort of twine or yarn, whatever you might have around the house, some tape, a 3-hole punch, and 1 bead. Step number 1, we need to fold our piece of paper in half. So we're going to take this side and we're going to fold it all the way over to this one. Once you have it there, run your finger along the edge. And there we go. It's folded in half. Step number 2, we're going to cut our paper. So go ahead, ask your parents if you can use the scissors. We're going to start on our edge and crease right here, and we're going to cut all the way down. We can actually make 2 charts this way if you and maybe some of your family members want to make their own. And voila, we have 2 charts that we can use. Step number 3, we're going to fold our piece of paper in half again. So we're working with our half sheet right here. We're going to fold in half, take this edge, fold it all the way over to here. And then we're going to open it up like so. And we're going to take this edge and we're actually going to fold it right to the middle here. So we're going to take it and fold it to right where our finger's at. We're going to turn the paper around like so. Take our other edge and fold it right here to the middle. And when we open it up, you'll see that we have 4 different zones popping up right here. Step number 4, we need our black marker. So take your black marker and we're going to draw where our lines are at. So we're going to draw 3 lines. Our first line is going to be right here. Our second line is right in the middle. And our third line is right here. Now we have our 4 different zones ready to be colored in. Step number 5, my friends, we're going to color our zones in. First, we're going to start with our blue, then we're going to do our green, red, and yellow. And ta-da, we have our zones of regulation chart made and ready to go for this week's lessons. It's up to you if you would like to stop here. Otherwise, we're going to keep going and put our bead and our twine on. So stay tuned for step number 6. Step number 7, we're going to need to cut some of our twine. So take your twine, use your scissors, and go ahead and cut a piece of twine. Step number 8, we need to take our bead and put it on our twine or our yarn, like so. Step number 9, we need to thread our twine or yarn through our holes right here on each side. And pull it tight. And step number 10, we need to flip our card over like so. So we have our twine on the back here, and we need to tape down our twine. And that's it. In 10 simple steps, we made our zones of regulation chart with our twine and bead that we can easily move about it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you all had a ton of fun making our zones of regulation chart. I know I had a ton of fun. Stay tuned this week as we learn even more about the zones of regulation and we actually use our charts in the lesson. I'm excited. I look forward to seeing you all. Be good, be kind, and find your bliss. Thank you, friends, and bye.